Welcome to the fourth round of the Invitational AMF tournament here. We will see in a minute or in a second Morten on the left here and Thomas on the right. Morten, we saw him in round 2, so if you want to go back and see his first attempt, you could do so. We see the Dead Gael being banned from him and the Reanimator banned from Thomas. Quick look at the decks. I guess Thomas's approach was to ban the Engineered Plague deck and Wretch deck because he can have trouble with his Reanimator plan against this deck for sure, and the Goblins don't like Engineered Plagues. When it comes to the ban of Thomas's decks, we see Reanimator banned. This is a super quick, aggressive deck, and against Morten's field of decks, I guess this is the right pick because a quick hand here with like a turn 1, turn 2 Reanimator shenanigan stuff, you're gone, you're dead. And he only has Swords to Plowshares as answers in the first deck we saw, and fewer answers in the next couple of decks. Back to the players here. We see, as in the other two, there are a lot of thoughts going into what you're going to pick. You can choose between blue and red control and Naya Stompy if you're modern, and Thomas has to choose between goblins and Enchantress. And we do see a ban of UR control and the goblins. So we will see a Stompy. If he can manage to get through early enough, this should be interesting, and the game for Thomas will be closing down the game or just prolonging the game so that he can win. Here is the banned deck from Morten. He cannot play this control list. It's popping up everywhere right now, and some YouTubers are showing it off as well. It is powerful if you know how to pilot it. And for the goblins, it's pretty straightforward. It's just with a green splash in red goblins. Only 2 naturalize effects in the main, but if you can ban decks, I think that is plenty enough. Because you have more options in the sideboard, but no Tranquil Domains here though. I know that the deck list here or the deck photo here looks a bit off, but I had to put in a few elves and a wasteland and 2 crypts for the sideboard, but mainly this is just green Stompy, a little bit higher on the curve with 2 4-drops and several more expensive creatures, but I do like that the potential of these battle mages is what he's going for with the splash, and we also see the Wax Wayne and a Mystic Enforcer. The sideboard can also be a little more non-green. We have an Armageddon, just a single one, but also the tax creatures, the Thalia of Premodern, where stuff costs 1 more, and then a red Elemental Blast. This looks promising. It definitely looks fun though. Now for the deck of Thomas, Enchantress, we see the new kind of Enchantress deck where you do not rely on the Elephant Grass anymore. So maybe that will be the way of victory for Morten. We do, of course, see the Parallax Replenish combo being the win condition here, and also a Worship if he wants to go for that. This is pretty straightforward. It's a powerful deck, and now that this deck was or this match was played before the ban of Tide, but now after Tide ban, I think this is very well positioned. So please look out for Enchantress wherever you are, and include some Tranquil Domains or other stuff against this deck, or maybe attack the replenish part of it. But interesting match for sure, because this is surely the control, and game 1, shuffling up, We see Morten with his Onslaught, Aarhus Onslaught playmat on the left here, and Thomas on the right. So we have Stompy left and Enchantress on the right. I was looking forward to see Morten's deck here and hoped that I could get a match on camera, because it does look quite fun, as I said in the deck overview. But let's see how it goes against a wave, a parallax wave, because that's the Achilles heel of Morten's deck. A slow start with a manland and then a fetch. Maybe we see a play with the green mana here. A forest is fetched from the deck. Yeah, we do see a small play here, just accelerating. Okay, tap 2, Sylvan. Slow start here. And here comes the Serra's Sanctum. And present as well. So now the engine is in gear 1. You have 1 draw per enchantment you drop. Not quite where you want to be, so Morten knows that this has to be a quick one for him. So he draws 2 extra cards, playing down a Curdape of Premodern, a 2/3, because there's a non-basic land on the opposing side. But here he can slap Thomas for 5 a turn, as it stands right now. Thomas playing Exploration, draw 1, and a Mirror's Guile, draw another one. Moves his lands, so there is a land drop here, yes. A clear tell. If you are moving your lands, you're just telling your opponent that you do have lands in hand. Sylvan trigger. Is the Winter Orb going to be enough? I don't think so, but it is slowing down the engine of the Enchantress deck. Goes to combat and swings for 2. Gemstone Mine. So no Rancor, but 2 1/1s. An elf and a wizard here. One of the green wizards. It can ping and pings yourself as well. And I believe also tap opposing creatures. Three mana here, deploying a wave. 4 mana for the wave. This is bad. But there is no opalescence yet, and there's no seal, so there's no shenanigans. Right now it's just a fair magic card, which can hold back the attacks from Morten, at least for a while. He needs to untap his dude on the top there, his left. Down at 8 life. Okay, now he untaps it. Playing a mountain. Swings for 4. Eats the 2/3. And takes 2. So slowing down Morten's deck a ton here. And a Weber in this situation here is just 1/1 for 2 mana. Like the elf, but more expensive. There's a long way to threshold here. Ooh, that's a powerful hand from Thomas. A lot of nice big plays, but And right now he just needs to chill, because he's only attacked by 3 1/1s per turn. 4 mana worship with no creatures, so just 4 mana cantrip, I guess. Oh, that's 5 mana, so he have 1 white floating, and he has another land drop here. Sneaky sneaky with a lair land. Yeah, so that is his second land drop with Serge Sanctum. So now he can tap for a ton of mana and even have the right colors with the lair land. So 6, 7 mana with 1 in the pool. That's 8 mana. Did I count incorrectly? Because maybe I did, but maybe he's just out of gas. Maybe it's a bunch of lands or other spells like non-enchantment spells, and he only had white mana. So there is that. This is looking grim here for Morten. And his Winter Orb is working against him. Against himself. Playing down a Ranker is interesting with a wave. So he will just remove the card that is... no, he didn't remove the one that Ranker was going to be attached to. If he chose to do that in response, the Ranker would just go to the graveyard. It would not hit the battlefield without a legal target, the target being gone. Okay, going back to Thomas here. Last counter is removed, so next turn it's off the table again. And Morten, see, this is right where you want to be here. Morten is a nice guy. He reminds Thomas of his Mirror's Gall. Premodern spirit, I guess. But here, this is, yeah, draw 2, Opalescence, game is over here. I cannot see how Morten can win with this board state. Parallax Wave can, in fact, remove itself and get back with full counters. Then it can proceed to remove itself when the removals are on the stack, so that he will remove them forever. The game is over. That is it. He just swings for lethal. Tough one, but maybe the sideboarded game will go better, or the sideboarded games will go better. If you want to take guesses on how the players sideboard, you can just go back and watch the part where I show the decks, and maybe you will figure out what the best cards to side in are. But here we have a sideboard game one with Morten still on the left here, and him being the aggressive deck of these two. He really needs to drop a 1-drop that can go to town on turn 1 and onwards. If he is as slow as the first game, it will not be going in his favor, I'm sure. But he do have some cards that can work in this matchup. Fetch, Forest, and a ton of shuffling. Didn't present the deck, but it was clear that he didn't take a peek there. Dropping a 1/1 on turn 1 is nice. He just hopes for a non-basic, which he doesn't get, so it will swing for 1. Maybe with a Rancor? No, just 1. And here is a Sylvan Library. Two mana. Enchantress. which is difficult to do anything of. But Thomas was considering if he should drop the land there or not, because he will ramp up the clock here. But with these two lands, I'm sure that it was the right call. Now his engine could be starting to go somewhere at least. 5 mana next turn. So forest, and of course being aggressive with Sylvan is the correct play here, I would say, because he is in a hurry, because there will be a luck of some sort coming. Glow Rider. Okay, so from the sideboard we see the Glow Rider, which puts a tax on Thomas's plan here. Thomas doesn't care. It is gone. 2 mana for a Swords. Thomas still on 17, more than 13. So he can take a bunch of draws again. Okay, now we are hitting a good spot for Thomas, at least, where he draws 2 cards per enchantment that he drops. He drops a seal. Might as well just remove that Sylvan and yeah, be done with it. Trying to halt Morten's plan of being aggressive and dropping a ton of stuff early. Wax Wayne on the presence, so now he's back to drawing 1 per enchantment, but he did get 1 draw out of it. And there goes the mine. Another wannabe Kurtip, and now he has a Renko, which means he can swing for 4. Now it's getting more interesting, because if Thomas uses to tap his Painland for colored mana, he is practically on a 2-turn clock. But with some important stuff in his hand. A Guile. Three mana. Okay, now we are back online with an engine where he draws 2 per enchantment, which is difficult to beat. So getting a Waxwayne on one of those was nice, but now he's just back at it again. If you can, hit on those enchantments, and if you can't, hit his lands, go for the lands, and deny him any mana. That's probably how you will win this game. Here I'm having difficulties with the glare. If you got to spot what that card was, please let me know. But it's probably the Worship. Naturalize? No, it was a Solitary Confinement. Swing for, yeah, half his life total, so he is at 6. At 5. Do take note that he can block with his Enchantress. It's not blocking a lot of damage, but this here means that he can at least block the one without trample and only be at 1. So he's not dead on board. And he might have stuff to do here. Taps 3 mana. This is bad for Morten. Now he just draws 3 cards for every enchantment that he drops. And there's a wave. Yeah. Yeah, this will buy him so much time. The game is probably over at this point. He takes both. And Ranko back to hand. Another one is dropped. But let's see if he puts the rank on. No, he will just remove it in response. Two forests. Opalescence. As we saw in game one, this is a pretty bad spot to be in. Now Thomas will explain the combo. He will remove itself. The creatures are returned. And he said, no, 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 no. Give me those. He removes 3 counters. When it's on the stack, he removes itself again, and it's back with 5 counters. So they're gone forever. And he swings for 8 here. Tranquil Domain would be nice. Would be a way out of this for Morten. I guess the only way. Or he can get rid of the Opalescence. But now we just see Enchantress doing Enchantress stuff and drawing through most of the deck. Leerland. Leerlands are so nice with Exploration and Serra's Sanctum in this deck. You can produce so much mana. It's incredible. And Thomas playing this deck without Wave being a problem is neat. Wave was not banned when this was recorded, so he is or were probably aware that he needed to ban Wave decks if he wanted to play this Enchantress deck. Okay, Tranquil Domain, Naturalize, Armageddon. That's it. That's game. He will not get to cast any of those. 2-1 for Enchantress, a beating.